Anti-American protests continue to spread all across the Middle East and North Africa, and for the fourth day in Cairo, our embassy is surrounded by anti-American mobs and radicals, where we are learning that a protester, in fact, was just killed by police. Now, these protests, where thousands are shouting death to America, are in countries that receive billions and billions of taxpayer dollars each and every year. Now, since 2009, Egypt, which is now run by the Muslim Brotherhood, has received more than $6 billion from the U.S. taxpayer. Since 2010, Libya has received over $200 million, plus hundreds of millions, including military aid to liberate that nation. Yemen, where our embassy was attacked, $620 million since 2009. Tunisia, $300 million since its uprising early last year. And the worst part, as American flags are currently burning in the streets, and the U.S. government plans to deliver billions of future aid to many of these countries. Here with reaction, Fox News military analyst K.T. McFarland and former U.S. Attorney General Mike Lucchese. Guys, good to see you. Yeah. All right, we've got a dead ambassador. We've got 2 dead SEALs, American SEALs, that are dead. Others are dead. Our flag's being burned. Al-Qaeda flag now is flying at our embassy in Tunisia. So far, the president's done nothing but apologize and promise continued aid. What is he going to do?
Well, the fact that we're in this position is his fault in the first place. You don't have an apology tour, pull the rug out from under leaders in this part of the world, create a power vacuum, and then expect nothing bad to happen. The fact that he has done what he's done, and then when these incidents happen, to then say it's our fault, to then apologize for this movie that nobody cares about. These were well-planned, organized attacks that the governments, I think, in these countries must have been complicit. And the fact that the United States doesn't condemn these countries and the leaders is beyond belief.
This table was set a long time ago.
Yeah.
The apology tour, the segment you quoted, in the portion of the speech you quoted in the earlier segment, he had the Muslim Brotherhood at that 2009 speech, by his invitation, sitting in the first row, to the mortification of Mubarak and others in his government, who the last thing in the world they wanted was to invite these folks in.
Yeah, maybe in retrospect we can now say it was a mistake to go to Vegas. Maybe if our ambassador is killed and our Navy SEALs are killed, maybe you should have stayed home. Just as a thought, if you're the President of the United States.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is the Arab Spring 18 months ago, which the President encouraged and supported throughout, is now being hijacked by Islamic militants and fundamentalists. In the crowd, for example, at the Egyptian embassy, it was like the royal family of Al-Qaeda was there. It was the brother of the head of Al-Qaeda, Zawahiri. It was the 2 nephews of the blind sheikh. This was organized. This is part of a plan. Now what has happened is in country after country after country, it's caught on like wildfire, and I think this is not the end of this.
Well,
you're going to start seeing Americans kidnapped, Americans harmed. We have
and what will
thousands of men.
And this is the thing.
Yeah.
What will be the administration went out today, we're proud of our foreign policy. Proud of your foreign policy. Then, of course, they said this is not directed at America. My question is, this all happened on 9/11. We now learned this protest, in fact, in spite of what they claim it's a YouTube video, has been planned since August. And my question is, it's 9/11, a day of great significance as it relates to the terrorist world. Why was there not beefed up security at our embassies around the world in anticipation of this, Mr. Attorney General?
Well, there are 2 things that fuel this. One is the Islamist version of the religion, and the second is success. 9/11 was their biggest success, and you would think that people would anticipate that that would be a day when our embassies and our consulates would be most vulnerable.
Do you think they view us in the Middle East as weak? Not us, Obama. Do they view him as weak?
Osama bin Laden said it the best. He said if you have a strong horse and a weak horse, people always want the strong horse. America is now perceived as the weak horse. We're on the retreat. We're leaving the Middle East. Our economy is in shambles. We're leading from behind. We're now the weak horse. That's
why.
Are we
viewed as weak, Mr. Attorney General?
Of course we're viewed as weak. The administration has refused to back freedom fighters in Iran. During that uprising, the president was notably silent. We are, as is pointed out, irrelevant in Syria. We've announced that we've pivoted to Asia and the Pacific. So what that means is we're out of the Middle East. We're withdrawing from Iraq. We're withdrawing from Afghanistan. with a deadline, we're telling them basically we're no longer here.
All right.
This is a free fire zone.
Run. I have a question for for President Obama. Mr. President, we have a dead ambassador. We have 2 dead Navy SEALs. We have another dead American. And the al-Qaeda flag is flying over our embassy in Tunisia. President Obama, what are you going to do about it? And when are you going to do it?